All right, welcome to week 4, Friday, Monday, Wednesday program design review with the man, the legend, the myth, Jeremy Purefoy, telling us all about what we need to do to get it right and get it tight. All right, go ahead, Jeremy, take it away.
All right, so I was saying for this week with being 30 seconds 4 times around, if you have to go 6 stations for any reason in a big class, 4 times around will take a lot more time. So you do want to definitely shorten the warm up. But if you are able to do just 4 times around with 5 stations, typically you end the class with some time left over, so you can make the warm up a little longer, right? Brothers, this one's a warrior warm up. You know, doing I love the jumping jacks with interaction. So when you count the first 5, the class count second 5 to get the energy high, and then go into different the claps, right? When you break down, when I say break down, you give me the ha lot like out loud, and then ready up, come up, 2 claps, break down, ha, ready up, 2 claps, break down. Have them sit there for a second in that ISO hold of the hinge, because breakdown should be a hinge, not a squat. So driving their hips back. Let it hold real quick, and you can do like quick feet. You can say right, left, they have some fun with it. Break down, ha, ready up, 2 claps, go back down. Have them hold, ready up, sprint. You can sprint it out. So stuff like that with the warrior warm up. If you guys are unsure about what it looks like, I know we put links in there prior of what it is. I can definitely link it in there, so we should have a video of what the warrior woman looks like.
Yeah, we do have a link that went out in an email not too long ago supplying all the warm-up links, but if anybody needs it, reach out to me. And my suggestion, Jeremy, too, is for coaches that are like, well, sometimes I get intimidated when you put out new warm-ups because there's too many components to that. Well, when was the last time that you just counted the first 5 and challenged your room to be louder than you on the second 5? Start with that. Like if that varies your jumping jacks, it also raises the energy of the room, because what I do is I get real loud, like I act like I'm counting for 20 people. So they gotta, and I tell them, if you weren't as loud as me, I let them know. I'm like, come on, guys, I'm one person. There's however many here, right? So
you might have to adjust. Like for example, when they came in on Tuesday, I was planning on doing the warrior warm up, but the class was a little bigger, so I knew we were gonna go to 6 stations, so I had to switch it up. So I just did the classic breakdowns, but I did do the counts, right? So I count the first 5, and then just keeping a high energy with a high energy song, right? And move the room instead of trying to stay in like one central area on the floor. Move around, like be engaged with people while you're doing a warm up too. Always add a different element of like energy to it as well. So just being prepared to know, like, if you have a big class, you might not be able to do the warrior warm up, but you can still add some more interaction and fun to it with obviously your squats, and again, having your co-coach with you count the first 5 and have the class actually count the last 5 and encourage them, whether it's like what, louder, prouder, like saying things as they count, always gives a nice little spice to it too. So yeah, when it being 30 seconds, you should definitely have some time at the end if you are just focusing on it 4 times around. With the actual workout itself, there's nothing really that complicated with demonstrations. So the demonstrations shouldn't take that long either. So you have your stability ball ISO hold with the shoulder press. So on this one, working stabilizers. So you're hitting the stabilizer by holding your arm up. Obviously, the issues are any shorter issues. You don't have to hold the arm up. They can keep one down and focus on your press on one side. Since we're going around 4 times, the hit both sides twice. Really focus on stressing them to stay on that same side for that 30 seconds. Round 2, switch it up. Round 3, hit the original arm. Round 4, last set, best set, go back to the arm that they ended with. So again, getting that full 30 seconds on that one side. I like to focus more on lateral stuff on these weeks because it's easier to switch them up, so you don't have to worry about in a 45 35 second week, last set, best set, switching people up halfway. I know that becomes kind of difficult, and then at least with the 30 seconds 4 times around, it takes away from you having to yell out halfway during that working set. So I do try to do more lateral stuff or focusing on one side of the body during these type of weeks. We had a body weight dive bomber push-up, different variations of push-up. If you have any of the dowels, the poles, like I can take like the sticks and have people go under the fence and they come back under the fence with it, right? So give them at any point, they kind of go lead with their face, nose, chin, chest, hip, come up into that cobra pose per se, and then come right back with that movement.
Yeah, if I could comment while you're there, I like that whole, having them duck underneath the line. And I think it was JC or somebody that first did that whole like Mission Impossible soundtrack with it. But it was like, okay, guys, we're going behind enemy lines, right? Like you're going under the wire. And when you play that
Yeah.
Mission Impossible, it's like, you kind of come and teach. When I put teach the movement on here as one of the purposes to have at that station, it is like nose, chin, chest, hips. But as you go underneath that line, you kind of come up in that covert pose and you're like looking around like, like you're on a covert mission, right? It gets a giggle. And that's what make people
And so you got
smile.
like that, and it's like a mobility one too, because it's more of, you got the downward facing dog up into the upward facing dog, right? So you're still getting like some of that yoga stretch in there, open your back. So really focus on exaggerating as you come up and really drive your hips back as you go back. I've had people play, pony, more of a sexy might, magic might foot
Oh,
type of
okay. Yeah.
style. Sam's in your class, you're probably gonna get like pony on the on the uh on the on the music when you're doing that motion. So let's just add some more fun with it, right? I've been
You're
throwing
not
off.
behind enemy lines. You must be in friendly lines.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, you see how they act up here when my butt's in the air. So like, I mean, I'm trying to get some more ones. Throw me a tip. Um, Okay, so we got the crossbody swing. This is a good explosive power movement. Don't go too heavy with the kettlebell. The goal is to keep the kettlebell bottoms up. So that you want the bottoms up on the base of the handle as you cross that body. Still working the hinge, getting some power in there. And it's just a different variation of a swing. Really recommend keeping your knees closer together on this one at a wider base because you want to come down and smack the knee. But you're working one kettlebell as you cross the body. Round two, again, focus on one side, round two the other side, and then obviously back and forth. So you're hitting both sides twice with that crossbody swing.
And I always just give these an orange highlight if there's any, like, again, it's like, like how you deliver it is based on the group that you're teaching. If they should all just be doing like a straightforward good morning or deadlift or something, because they're not, equipped or, they got some issues and maybe a ballistic kettlebell swing is not for them. I
Right.
like cross body one because it kind of keeps it close and it's like a lift as well, like so I think it's a pretty safe movement. It's not like the same as when we swing to one side of the legs and then swing to the other like
Right,
that.
right. It's more controlled.
Yeah, yeah. But that's why there was an orange highlight there, that's just a reminder, consider your group.
I definitely think that is probably the awkward station, and then well, the TRX is the most awkward. So you get some single leg power right here with the alternating slam. So again, some single leg with the power, bracing the core, power is generated from the core. So the stronger the core, the more power you're gonna have. So really focus on keeping your core engaged. Do not like just be flimsy with it and slam it down. When you're coming down, you don't want to put that stress in the back. So really focus on bracing the core. I always say press the belly button to your spine. Even when you're slamming, you want to stay tight and strong, right? Because that's the power is going to come from your stomach, your butt, all that. So keep everything engaged as you work with that, and then you get that single leg balance with the single leg alternating. You could say technically on one side, if people have issues like remember which side they were on, you can just alternate it too. The video shows alternating in the video on CloudFit will show the legs alternating. So keep it simple with that too.
Shout out to Andy when he does single leg activities. He came up one week. He was like, all the single ladies. And it sounds like all the single legs, so it's kind of fun like that. But yeah, okay. Back
Balance
to
is
you.
important, right? So again, balance power. As we get older, there's two things we tend to lose first is our balance and our power. So we're putting them both together on this one movement. So really focus on that single leg. If the single leg is a lot, just go to that B stance, touch the toe to heel. And keep your weight more on one leg, right? Put 80, like I call it the 80-20. So put 80% of your weight on that single leg to still help build up that strength. And always preach like when you feel comfortable, bring your toe off the floor just to give you that extra balance challenge. And if you have to regain yourself, your foot's right there, not going way behind your back. TRX kettlebell, single arm, front load. So this one, I know some places are low on equipment. So if you have like a fit fighter, this also could be done without a weight too. Like very important to get that rotation of the torso. Your hips should stay square, come back center, and then get that roll in there too. So you're getting that horizontal pull with a rotation. So get some core with that front load. So you're actually getting some more resistance as you get that roll too in a single arm. Again, staying in the same arm for that 30 seconds, round two, hit the opposite arm 4 times and both sides twice. So really want them to focus on staying on that same side for that 30 seconds.
And as Jeremy said, that's the most awkward station. So remember, green highlights just remind you where you might want to start first, because you'll be teaching that movement to somebody and they might be a little confused by it. So start over there, make sure they're set up, and then tour the room.
And really try to keep your toes straight, hips straight, right? Only thing is this, you're gonna keep your eye on the elbow and you come back square and then you get the row. So always keep your arm long as you lean back, kind of like the T row. Come center, you got that front load and come in. So you get more dynamic core, a lot more core. And again, you're conquering that horizontal pull that we want to have in our design. Round two, but yeah, so really with the entertainment on this one, you can still do like with a crossbody swing, you can still play on savage swing, the dive bomber push up, you could, if there's some fun you can have with it, like running from the cops, or if you want to get sexy with it, you could throw on Pony or Travis Sydney's favorite song, Marvin Gaye.
You just say that because you roomed next to us one time in a hotel. That's all.
And so you got that, and then round two, we're gonna get some biceps. We'll get some Zane curls. So again, another unilateral, focusing on the full extension of one arm as you hold the other arm at 90, getting that blood flowing to the bicep. So again, you want to lock the elbow to the torso, palm high at 90. You're not up here, that's cheating. You want to keep the elbow at 90, right? You fully extended curl of the opposite arm. With a stability ball, you're going to get some core work as well. If you want to keep your torso tall, engage the core. You're not slouched over or using a weight that's heavy enough that you're hyperextending your back. You want to find a way that's appropriate for you to get full range of motion reps. To really engage the biceps. And again, with the instability of the ball, you're adding some more core on this one. If the ball's not for the person, they can stand up and still conquer the same movement. Just keeping the athletic stance, soft knee, core tight, lock the elbows to the side. Hip bridge, crossbody. So this is a mobility and stability, a mobility core movement. So as you're in the hip bridge, you're gonna come up, reach, get that thoracic extension, and really open up the shoulders on that as well. Lats, obliques, and as that same arm. So the same arm that cross over, you'll come over into a side plank. So once again, you're gonna focus on, and you're reaching with the right arm across the left shoulder, you're gonna come onto the right arm for that side plank. So round one, see on that same side. Round two, go to your left arm. If the hip bridge bothers them, which we should all be doing some bridges to work the posterior chain, or that overhead motion bothers them, they can focus on hip bridge and break it up into that side plank. If they're not going down to the floor, just go to an elevated surface. They can hit a side plank from the elevated surface if you're not going to be working with the floor.
I put in there about the high fives because we've had some fun going on in here before when people are doing that crossbody reach. Partners, reaching the same time, they're kind of doing these high fives. So if you wanted to demo that with a partner, I'm sure it would get some smiles, and
Right.
then you'll see people doing it in your workout. So it's kind of cool like that. So yeah, back to you, Jeremy.
80-20 squat catch. This one is helping with again, if you want to place more weight on one, so you're kind of the focus is more of like a single leg squat, because you are going to put more of your weight on one leg. You're not going to put them on both. So you're going to have that B stance, stagger stance. As you come down, catch it up. So working hand-eye coordination. All right. So make sure I always try to catch, like teach or coach, bringing the kettlebell up towards the shoulder, not the face. All right. Up to the shoulder. So when you're going with the catch, as you bring the knee down, right, you have the one knee down, as you pop it up to the shoulder, and then get that full extension up. Back down, catch it, and then come back up. So we got some coordination on there. Single arm, vertical pull with getting the catch up there. And then you got that single, working with the spinning motion. You get the single leg squat, more emphasis on that one leg by having the other leg, there for support. Torso tall with that as well. So if that is an issue with the catch, they can just work with it like a split stance, go into a squat or a split squat, come up, hit a bicep at the top if you're not working with that catch.
And I put that down as like a 3-for-1 because you start off kind of working your posterior, then it's the squats are a quad dominant exercise, your anterior, not to mention you're getting a curl in there, so like there's a lot happening there, and it's good to let people know how much is happening. Hey guys, we got a total body exercise here for you, or whatever.
Just think about too, like the mind too, the focus, right? Because if you are focusing on a heavier weight, you're going with the bottoms up, so you really got to focus on catching it too. So you're getting grip strength on there as well, and focusing on like hand-eye coordination, things we don't think about. Make sure you're not coming too close to the face, and also catching it, right? So like things like that isn't necessarily like gonna see an impact on the body, but getting your head right, getting your mind right. So it's much more than just a physique goal exercise, and more of a mental goal exercise too. So getting that rhythm down. 4-point low jumps, another power, get the slam in there. You're gonna conquer a squat, some locomotion, hopping forward, hopping back. If the hop's not forward, you can still get that 4-point of contact by walking it out in like a duck walk, hitting the slam in between the legs, or working on that wood chop. So again, that's a good power movement. And then that's another awkward station. So I'll say the 2 kettlebells, and again, you can use a Fit Fighter for this as well. A lot of core on this one. Stabilization, you got to stabilize yourself as you hold yourself with a single arm on the TRX straps. I recommend coaching clients or members to start up higher and walk your feet in. Don't start low, because you don't want your butt up in the air. You still want to have your hips in line with your shoulders. Coach a wide base, spread your legs, or have a better base on this one, not too close together, because you're going to see yourself. If you are too close, you're going to be all over the place on those TRX straps. So widen the base, start high, work your way down to where you're comfortable at, as you still lock your hips in line with your shoulder. If you don't have the kettlebells or dumbbells, again, Fit Fighters are great for this one to still conquer that horizontal pull as you roll it out. Start working with that hold there. And if you're not going to TRX, you can do like a Fit Fighter 3-point row. And again, go off 4 times, same both sides twice.
Yeah, it's orange and green, you know, like you consider whether or not the person needs the 3-point row or needs the planking on the ground versus what they're doing. You know, but for those that can do it, just make sure you start at that station first. That's why it's green, you know, because you got to kind of help them get set up, especially with the right foot position. You know, you really want to make sure that they have the right level of intensity to get good form on it, you know. Jeremy, go ahead. You can talk about the finisher, and then I forgot to put the quote of the week in there. I know JC sent over some.
Oh yeah. 6-point strider. So just a core one, getting out to the ground. We got the scissor downward. So you go from anywhere from supine to prone. 30 on, 10 off. Depending on your class, you can definitely reduce the time. It doesn't have to be 30 seconds. It could be 25. It's just a good 20 is good enough too. So if you are running tight on time, you can definitely reduce it from 30 to 25 or 20 with the 6 exercises.
Okay. And what was the quote of the week, Jeremy?
Let me pull it up real quick.
Whenever Cindy used to announce this one, while Jeremy's pulling up that quote, she'd be like, 6-pack shredder, you know, like, you know, just kind of pumping it up, right? You know, because it's, you guys ready to work on your 6-packs? You know,
I'm not talking about the twisted tees. I'm talking about the core.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, summer bodies are made in the winter.
For real, there you go.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Drop.
Don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait till May.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, my 2 quotes will be: act as if what you do makes it different. It does. And that's William James. So act as if.
Oh, Christian Wales is in there. Oh, yeah. Trying to get
Act as.
in the box.
I'm in the box.
You're in that box.
Get
Yeah.
out of the box.
All right, get out of the box. Get out of the box.
Why am I in the box?
I don't
I
know.
don't know either. Let's see.
Or maybe she can just type it for you.
Yeah.
Can you, if I put it in the chat, will you be able to just copy and paste it over?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
But I just closed.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Any comments or questions or anything on what we just covered? Anything for the good of the Order of the Phoenix?
No,
No, all good?
I think so. It's
Okay.
good.
All right, awesome. Well then, I will stop that recording.